Alrighty, welcome to the DB Media Podcast. We have a lot to be talking about. We got a lot of movie news. We have a few movies. The Accountant 2 finally made it to streaming with a not-so-successful box office debut. So we'll be talking about that. But first, as always, we have not just movie news today. We have media news. So let's start with the first, Alien TV show. There was a trailer released. It also has been 2 weeks since we have recorded, so some of this news is a little bit older than the others. The Alien TV show trailer shows a futuristic Earth and xenomorphs on Earth. So it'll be through Hulu. What do you think about this concept? It's called Aliens Earth, if I'm not mistaken.
So Aliens Earth.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it ties into Predator.
I agree. After the success of Alien Romulus, you've never watched that yet, have you?
No.
Wildly successful and for very good reason. Watched it on a whim. I'm not a big Alien guy, but watched it on a whim, and I was blown away by that movie. We're going to see a lot more aliens before we don't. And
I've been wanting to read the Avengers versus Aliens comic.
Isn't there one like Batman versus Predator or something?
Yeah, they've brought the Predator in like a bunch. Wolverine's beat the fuck out of the Predator.
Well, clawed, characters. I'm really stoked for it. Again, this is not my favorite franchise. The first 3 Aliens, I'm not a big fan of. I'm a fan of the first one just because it's a little iconic. But after that kind of wears off, you're like, this movie's kind of slow and boring. That's the way I feel about it.
Well, just about all the Alien movies are based in the future.
Right.
The only ones that aren't is Aliens versus Predator.
And those are my favorite. I don't really like the whole futuristic setting for this. Which, I understand it. It makes for good lore. Like, we've been into the Alien versus Predator lore for a while, and it's a whole convoluted story now, but I'm just interested to see where it goes from here. Especially since, we'll talk about this too, since it kind of ties in with this. There's a Predator poster. It's a rumored poster that was leaked of the new Predator Badlands, and it shows the Predator with the Weyland-Yutani robot on its back, carrying it through the woods or up a cliff or something. That's a direct tie-in to Aliens, so hopefully we get a little more.
Yeah, they've always, ever since Alien versus Predator, we've always known they're in the same universe.
Right. But not in every movie, though, do we get a connection.
Yeah.
And the Weyland-Yutani robots is a really good, or Weyland-Yutani company in general is a really good way to connect those universes.
Predator Badlands, that's a new movie coming out, right?
Right, and we will be talking about, Predator Killer of Killers later. So.
That's the one that came out on Hulu.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the next piece of news we got here. Freakier Friday. A new trailer dropped with a new. Give us more details on the premise. It is
stupid.
Very
stupid.
Lindsay Lohan is a mother getting married to a man. They both have children, so they will be their stepchildren and stepsisters. These stepsisters swap. I think it was swap bodies with each other. They swap bodies with Lindsay Lohan, her mom, is what it was.
Yeah.
And they try to use the body swap to break up their parents because they don't like each other and they don't like the fact that their parents are getting married.
So basically,
stupid.
What's that other Lindsay Lohan movie? The Parent Trap.
Parent Trap, yeah.
Parent Trap and Freaky Friday. Okay.
So
that's ridiculous.
I like the first Freaky Friday. Don't you?
I did too.
It's just a good movie. It's a classic.
You could have just left it alone though.
Absolutely. This is one that didn't need a sequel and needed no further interactions with it.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next piece of news, Norman Reedus has confirmed that Boondock Saints 3 is in development.
He's confirmed that a lot, though.
I know, but this is like the first time he's actually taken to a news outlet to confirm it. And he said, quote, "It will be bigger than the last 2 installments."
Yeah, because the last two was just, I think it was like real cheap. They all went directly to rent Blockbuster and shit.
I don't know how they're going to get Sean Flannery, I think is his name, back as the other one. Because I think he found like religion and doesn't really do those kind of movies anymore. If I'm not mistaken. Because he was in a big Christian movie and he went on a big whole like rant about how these are the kind of movies he wants to do. So,
Yeah.
you can't do it without the other one. As big of a
Well,
star
if he said it's in the works, and they probably got everybody in on it.
yeah, but
Because I know Willem Dafoe's going to come back.
right,
He loves those movies.
yes, he talks about him nonstop to this day in interviews.
Yeah.
And the fact that his character was at the end of part two. Part two is one of the better one. Is the better one in my opinion.
Really?
I really liked part two.
Part 2 is the worst one.
Really, I liked part two a lot.
Part 1's way better, I think.
Okay, maybe part one is better, but I think part two is just as good.
No.
I think so.
No, part 1's superior in every way.
I think one of my favorite parts of part one is when he's like, "I shot your cat, you junkie."
You druggy bitch.
That was my. I thought it'd bring closure to our relationship. Yeah,
Yep.
it's one of my favorite lines from that movie, and you've quoted it our entire childhood.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Either way, I'm stoked to see part three where they kill off the brother. I don't know how that'll work, but I'm stoked to see it.
Well, at the end of the second one,
They're in
That-
prison.
yeah, they was in prison ready to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Which one of the reasons I didn't like the first one is because they made it out to seem like they was gonna keep doing what they was doing,
And then they went into hiding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I didn't like the second one.
I can definitely see that because it is a different it's just a I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Not a downgrade, but it's definitely a twist in the story. Like it's not where you saw it going. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. But unless you want to say anything else about that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So we have the Galactus popcorn bucket has been revealed. 17 inches. Pretty huge for a popcorn bucket. $80.
Yeah, I'm skipping out on this popcorn bucket.
I'm buying it. If I can find one, I'm buying it. It looks awesome. It looks like it can hold 2 large popcorns.
I've never been too big of a fan of Fantastic Four
I'm a huge fan of Fantastic Four.
or Galactus.
This is the first time we're going to see Galactus done right.
Yeah, because in the second Fantastic Four, when Fox owned it, he's just like a cloud.
He was. He's just a black cloud that covered Earth. So dumb. That movie would be ripped to shreds if it was made today.
Oh, it's been ripped to shreds many a times.
I know, but I mean, the fan base wasn't what it was back then. It's grown a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, one piece of news that I'm so excited to talk about. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the rights are up for grabs right now. There's a bidding war going on. Here are your options. You have Jordan Peele. You have Taylor Sheridan. Glenn Powell, but he's working with A24. And Oz Perkins and Netflix. So, we'll break down each one individually. Jordan Peele, how do you feel about that?
He's the only one I know.
You'll know the other ones once we get into it.
Okay, so I'm not really sure how I feel about Jordan Peele. He's always been like a creepier horror guy,
Right.
like the creepy, like what was that aspect?
Not a gory in your face.
Yeah.
Like Texas Chainsaw is.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
So I don't know how I feel about him getting it, because I don't want the Texas Chainsaw Massacre just lying in wait for people. I want him to chase them around, you know?
I agree. I could not agree with you more. As much as I love Jordan Peele, and I think he has a flawless, flawless history with horror movies. The only one that I personally didn't like, and I'm not by any means saying it's a bad movie. It's a fantastically put together movie, and the metaphors behind it are fantastic. Nope. All of it, everything, every aspect about that movie is perfect. But for me personally, I'm not an Alien guy. I don't like Alien movies. Alien horror, I don't like. The only one that I
You
like.
didn't like Leprechaun in Space?
I like that just to watch and laugh at. Like, same reason I watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, no. If you watch Leprechaun to get a horror fix,
The first one's not that bad.
first one's, I mean, I guess in its time era, it was okay.
Well, the only Alien movie that I've ever liked, we discussed this before, was Signs. Because Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson, stacked cast, plus M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go wrong with one of his movies.
Well, again, the whole thing was like nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
Like, is this aliens or is somebody just messing with them?
Right. I think M. Night Shyamalan's another one of those perfect directors. He does have some stinkers, but all in all, I'm so hyped for his movies. How do you feel about him?
I think the least favorite movie I've watched from him was Trap.
Really?
That doesn't mean it's bad.
That's your least favorite?
Yeah.
What about that movie Old, where they're trapped on the beach?
I haven't seen that one.
Brother. That's going to be your next hate watch.
Why?
It's so bad.
Hate watch means I'm going into this movie to hate it.
You need to go into the hate it. This movie's bad.
Okay.
Like, it's about, so what it's basically what it's about is,
I know I've seen the trailers. I know these people keep aging on the beach and they can't get off of it or
like,
something.
every minute is like half a year or something like that, or a couple months or something like that. And they're aging it as the minutes tick away, and it is crazy, but once you realize, like, what's going on, it's just stupid and pointless. So,
Acid Trip.
no, I won't ruin it for you because I want you to, because there's always a twist at the end of M. Night Shyamalan's movies.
Yeah.
So, sorry, we got sidetracked there. Next option is Taylor Sheridan. He is the one who wrote Yellowstone. He was Hale on Sons of Anarchy. He done, I said Yellowstone, he's doing Landman, stuff like that. Very Texas-oriented movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, he would do a good job at the Texas aspect of it, of capturing that whole culture and lifestyle. I've never seen him direct anything horror. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just saying I haven't personally. Can't think off the top of my head anything he's done.
I don't know anything for sure, but
He's probably the one that I would least want to get a hold of it. Because he's proven he can do a Texas movie, but
I don't know. I haven't seen Yellowstone. The only thing I've seen with him in it is Sons of Anarchy.
well, he didn't even write that. He just played in it. He done Landman that he's got out is really, really good. I'm currently finishing it right now. It's very edgy. It's Billy Bob Thornton. It's a drama. It's not anything horror, even closely related to horror. So I really wouldn't go for him there. Okay, so our next option is Glenn Powell. He's the guy from Twisters.
Yeah.
So he is working with A24. That is a huge company. That is a huge horror company. They don't just do horror, but a lot of their stuff is very out there, very weird, very. My problem.
Isn't he like the main rom-com guy right now?
He doesn't want to star in it. He wants to direct it.
Oh, okay.
Direct it or write it or something like that. But the reason that this is my least, like, other than Taylor Sheridan, like, A24 could do it, but I'll rank them on how I want them to, like, who I want to get it the most. But the reason I don't want A24 to get it is because their idea is to do a TV show. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of a horror TV show.
I wouldn't mind an Origins TV show.
We already have Origins on him, though, on Leatherface.
Yeah, but they could do it again, like in
Yeah.
a TV show. I wouldn't mind that, but I don't want like a full-on.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, the only thing horror that I've ever seen work with a TV show, like, I'm talking about like mainstream horror, like Michael Myers, stuff like that. Not like American Horror Story, obviously, because that works. But Chucky. Chucky had a TV show, and it ran for 3 seasons. It got canceled after the 3rd season. But I watched all of that. I thought it was fantastic. Like, it really captured the character, and it made a... So normally, these characters, especially horror characters, 2 hours, more than enough to do some killing. 2.5 is pushing it. To make them go on through a full season is crazy. It's a prolonged story, and Chucky just wasn't one of those characters you could do that with, and they did it somehow.
You know he's from West Virginia, don't you?
Who?
Charles Lee Ray.
Is he a real person?
I think that's the actor's name.
No, that's the
Chucky's name. I think they used his name.
They use his real name?
I believe so. You want me to Google it?
Now we'll Google it after. If so, that's a really...
Yeah, if I got it right, just cut this part out and put a big thumbs up.
No, you might be right, because I remember something somebody told
I know.
me about
I know the. I'm pretty sure.
Google it in real time. We're going to wait right here while Dylan gets the answer. Sit down while you Google. Just keep your phone over
Who
here.
played Chucky in Child's Play? Oh no, it's not.
What's his name?
His real name's Brad Dourif.
Okay, there you go. Charles Lee Ray was his name in the movie.
Yeah, I thought they used his real name. I don't know why I thought that.
Okay. All right. Well,
But
the point of me bringing that up was that was a character you can't really do that with, and they did it. So I was really impressed with it, and the fact that it didn't receive as much attention or positive attention, it flew under the radar because the advertisements for it was very seldom. You know what I mean? Like you didn't see a lot of advertisements for the Chucky TV show.
yeah, I feel like that is a lot of movies' problems.
They don't know how to advertise correctly.
Yeah,
Like,
because my brother was trying to recommend to me the other day Mickey 17.
and you tell him, he's like, you don't watch our show, do you?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, you don't watch the show, and he said, What are you talking about? He's like, I've never heard of this movie before. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, it was all over. To me, it was everywhere.
Every time we went to the movies, we saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Every time he's like, we gotta come back here and watch that. The thing is, though, especially with original movies, like I honestly think.
But if you think about it now, I haven't seen anything for 28 years later outside of the theater. I've seen like 1 or 2 trailers.
There's a lot on TikTok. There's a lot of TikTok ads.
I don't get on TikTok.
I know. But the thing with original movies like Mickey 17 is that I think people are so afraid to take an original idea and advertise it because they're afraid it's going to miss, or it's going to be received poorly, or it's going to get negative reviews. So they're just like, here's my movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, what is the harm in that though?
That's what I'm saying, but I think that's what they do though. They're not like fully. You have to be fully into a movie to advertise it. You know what I mean? Like you have to bet on every movie you release. You know what I mean? That's how every studio should be, in my opinion. The next person we have is Oz Perkins. He is the director or writer of Longlegs and The Monkey, and a few others. But those are the two big ones he's been known for recently. He's working with a studio called Neon. I am not a fan of this either because The Monkey was a horror comedy, and it was very bloody, very funny. Story really was okay. Longlegs was extremely, extremely creepy, and it was one of my favorite horror movies of last year to come out. But you can't put the vibe of The Monkey or Longlegs to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You need someone who's going to be loud and in your face.
Well, again, if you think about it, those are 2 different vibes, 2 different types of things. Who's to say he can't do a different one?
Yes, but the whole time you're watching The Monkey, you can kind of feel like the atmosphere from Longlegs.
Okay.
It's kind of trying to mix with this comedy, and it's not working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't want that atmosphere to try to mix with Texas Chainsaw. Here is going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm the last person for the bidding rights for this. Here's an unpopular opinion, and I may catch some crap about this, but I really want Netflix to get it. Hear me out. some of the Netflix writers, from what I've seen online, was in charge of the Minecraft movie. So it still got a theatrical release.
Yeah, I think Netflix has already made a Chainsaw Massacre.
They did, and it was not good. But they tried to go with the woke agenda. Not even woke. Okay, I shouldn't say woke. They tried to go with the now times. Like they tried to go with using your iPhone to stream. Like they were like live streaming the kills. They were having these. Okay, so I assume you.
So basically, it was set in today's time.
Yes. So I assume you haven't seen it. It is about this group of people who buy a bunch of property in Texas, and they are like young, teens, or not teens, young in their 20s, and they are trying to revitalize this town and bring a culture back to this old western town. Basically, when they get there, they got the people flying the rebel flag. They got rednecks who are kind of toting guns, and they make comments about all this stuff that really would have pissed you off. And so they show up to the town. They try to, the problem with the movie was it retconned a lot of the previous movies, and it took a desolate house in the middle of a Texas field and put it as like an apartment building kind of house. No, they're not apartment buildings, but it's kind of like it's a bigger house put right between like a general store, like just in town, and that's where he lived. Like he didn't live out in the middle of nowhere. So those were big problems with the film. And they tried to do the Michael Myers route and have Sally, that was her name, I think, come back from the first one. The same actor who's in her 60s, 70s now, come back with a shotgun and try to kill Leatherface. And she's like, oh, I've been waiting for this. And the whole point of the movie is like, you've known where he's been the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he's lived in the same house. And anyway, she goes and tries to... I remember watching side note. I remember watching the movie with my brother, and he punches a hole in the wall or something to get, find where he's hidden his chainsaw.
Oh, I thought he was like... It pissed him off that bad.
No. He punches a hole in the wall to find where he hid his chainsaw, or finds his chainsaw on the floorboard or something. Cranks it up one stroke, and it's supposed to be 20 years. My brother looked at me and said, that gas would have been bad. He said, "His ain't no way that's starting up one crank after 20 years." No. I remember that from the movie. But my whole point of saying all this, going to this big spiel, was I want Netflix to be able to redeem themselves because they can do it. Just, I feel like it had been such a long time since the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They wanted to breathe new light into it and try stuff new. Like, I don't care who you are. Hate the movie, love the movie. The bus scene where he gets on the bus and everyone's live streaming him. And he's like, you're going to get canceled, bro, or something like that. He just starts hacking these people in half with his chainsaw. It is one of the bloodiest, goriest things I've ever seen, and it is so much fun. So, and there's people trying to jump out the windows, and he's cutting them in half, and half their body's falling out the window. I think it's great. Netflix knows how to do it. They just need a little push in the right direction. You know what I mean? Sorry, I went on a big spiel about that.
Another way to make a successful horror movie is just create a really hateable guy and give him a really gory death scene.
Yes, give me one guy that you build up to make me hate the entire movie. Maybe make him kill off a main character or two, like get him, trip them when they're being chased by a killer, something like that.
Yeah,
and make every other person in the group extremely likable. Because then you care about their deaths, but you really want that one guy to die. That's the formula for a good slasher.
Yeah, and then also make the stupid guy screw over a lot of the good people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just
yeah,
push them.
Yeah, they're just they trip them when they're being chased by a killer or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I really want this scumbag to die. But that is the rights with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you had to pick one out of these 5, who would you go with?
I don't know. I'd give Jordan Peele a shot.
Out of all the options we got, it would probably be, for me, be Jordan Peele or Netflix. The only reason I'd pick Jordan Peele over Netflix would be that they did have their shot and they screwed it up. but I kind of want them to be able to redeem themselves. But before that, I'd like Jordan Peele to have his shot. The least I want is Glenn Powell and A24. I don't think they should have a hold of it because A24's horror is out there. It's weird. You have to really like weird horror to like their stuff.
Yeah.
Like Midsommar, weird.
I thought that was a love movie.
No, that is a movie about a pagan cult who kills people.
Oh.
And
The picture is just some girl smiling with a flower thing on her head, and I was
that's because she goes to this cult for spring break, and because she's like traveling or something.
I don't know. I thought it was like a chick flick or something.
The first half of the movie is great because it's a regular slasher film, cult killing off people. Then you get into the second half of the movie, and it's like, did I just swallow acid? Like, am I on acid right now? Like, what am I doing? But anyway, next piece of news, unless you want to say anything else.
No.
Doomsday is set to be the most expensive movie in history. Yes, it is set to be the most expensive movie in history.
How much?
We didn't get a figure. We just got like the salaries of everyone. Like they're all being paid more than Endgame. And Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. They're either getting paid the same or more. A lot of them are getting paid more.
I know. I think Robert Downey Jr. got paid like $30 million for Endgame.
See, he's getting more than that because I remember it was like Robert Downey Jr. and a few others were getting like the main cast was getting more than what they were paid originally. Yeah. So I think that's a wild piece of news.
He was the top paid actor for a while.
Yeah, and the fact that they brought the Russo brothers back, and the fact that they're going to have a lot of stunts and pyro and physical stunts, CGI, all that's going to be like crazy expensive. I'm so hyped for this movie. Okay, it is also rumored that so Sadie Sink has been cast in the new Spider-Man movie. It is rumored.
I don't know who that is.
She's the redheaded girl from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
She's been casted in Spider-Man. It is rumored that she's going to be playing Gwen Stacy, when she is a spitting image of Mary Jane. Dropping a ball there, Marvel. Dropping a ball.
Well, they've already got an MJ.
I know, but they have an MJ. They don't have a Mary Jane, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be because he always calls Mary Jane MJ.
It'd be weird to have her as Mary Jane and him starting to call her MJ. Like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I don't think they should bring another actual love interest.
I don't either. I think they should let Peter have his time to.
I think if they're going to bring a female character in, it should be Black Cat.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
I mean, it's sort of a love interest,
and like that's someone in the comics who. Like Spider-Man has gone with when him and Mary Jane are like breaking up, or like he's always with like Black Cat and stuff. So I would love to see that love interest, but honestly, I think the first movie back should just be him grieving about what he's lost. I don't want that to be the entire movie, of course, but I would like that to be like a theme of the movie. I don't want another love interest that quick. You know what I mean? Give us a movie or two where, he's, or even not even.
Well, from what I'm hearing, Doomsday is supposed to be not Doomsday. Secret Wars is supposed to be a reset.
I've heard that too, and with a heavy focus on the X-Men afterwards.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that's going to go.
Which kind of disappoints me.
Why? The X-Men are one of the most. Well.
I have no problem with the X-Men or anything like that. It's just since 2008.
I get what you're saying.
I've wanted all these characters to just,
I hope it's not like a real like reset. I hope it's like they retcon a few things. I'd be okay with that, but if it's a complete reset of the universe, like hey, let's start with the X-Men and build a new universe. No.
So another thing. They've announced that they're working on Thor 5.
I've seen that.
That they're in like pre-stages of getting everything set up for it. And Taika Waititi's not coming back for that.
Good. As much as I love Ragnarok's one of my favorites,
Yeah, he kind of dropped the ball with Love and Thunder.
And I'm a Love and Thunder defender. I know he got a lot.
I liked it.
He got a lot of hate online. I mean, a lot of hate. But it's not that bad. Like,
Love and Thunder did really good, and they tried to repeat that formula, and it just didn't work.
you mean Ragnarok?
Yeah,
Ragnarok, I agree. Ragnarok didn't really get, but it worked with Ragnarok.
yeah.
Because Ragnarok was kind of a little more goofy, and Love and Thunder dealt with some more. Okay, so the Ragnarok he dealt with Hela, his sister. You can be a little more goofy when you're dealing with like Hela and Asgard and all that. Now, when you're dealing with the God Butcher, what was his name? That character's name.
I can't remember either.
God Almighty, it's gonna come to me later.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, but the God Butcher. When you're dealing with the God Butcher, who is one of the biggest villains in the comics. I mean, like his sword was Noel's sword or Maid Noel or something like that. You can't be goofy.
Yeah.
And that movie came off way too goofy and silly. That was supposed to be a serious villain in a serious film. And, like, you can't.
I will say that scene where he just shows up with all the kids or whatever, that was pretty creepy.
Which one? Well, what's saying?
There's Thor was trying to talk to all the kids, and he just comes out of the shadows or whatever.
Oh, the Gore is his name.
Gore, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was really creepy. And he done a really good job of the black and white planet they were on. That was a really cool visual effect, but I really feel like they wasted a good character.
So they're also talking about bringing the Extraction director in on it.
I like the Extraction movies.
Yeah.
If they do that, it's going to be very, very action oriented, which isn't a bad idea.
No.
I think what they're going to try to do with Thor 5 is pass on the mantle of Thor. All these characters are getting their mantle passed on to a younger version, and he does have that little girl now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to get to, is they're saying that Thor is probably going to be one of the only characters that survives past
the reset.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. But I will tell you this about the whole reset in the idea. I think the X-Men should have been where it started anyway. I love the Avengers. Don't get me wrong. The Avengers are great. But if you can, in my personal opinion, the X-Men are way better. The X-Men's a better storyline. They got better characters. And they have better...
Well, it was owned by Fox.
I mean, I know. And they're slowly getting their rights back for everything or making deals with Fox. So...
No, Disney bought Fox.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. And this goes back to what I'm saying. They're slowly getting their stuff back, whether by buying them out, making deals. Because Sony still owns Spider-Man.
The only holdouts is Sony and Universal.
Oh yeah, Universal for the Hulk.
Yeah.
But part of the Spider-Man deal is Spider-Man cannot have a solo movie.
Yeah, I know. That's why they're talking about bringing Hulk into it.
Yep. That is so dumb.
I think they're finding a big loophole because Hulk can't have his own movie either.
So they can have movies together.
Yeah, I think they're going to put both of those two together. Now, Universal and Sony could be dickheads about it and be like, no.
Yeah. Like, that's not how it works.
Because apparently Bruce is supposed to mentor Peter or something like that.
I saw a lot of speculation that he's going to be Professor Hulk still, but he's going to be like one of Peter's teachers. The thing is, though, he's going to remember Peter. Because in the comics, after everyone loses their memory, Hulk's the only one who remembers Peter.
Yeah.
Banner doesn't. Hulk does.
Yeah, they could actually do that because I'm pretty sure when all that happened, it was he was in his human form trying to heal. Because in She-Hulk, he was in his human form.
That is right. He was in it, and he can. That's so weird.
And he was in his human form at the end of Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Shang-Chi is not talked about enough.
It was okay.
It has some of the best choreographed fights ever. Go back and rewatch it. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, but when I watched it the first time, I still felt the way I feel now.
Shut up. Anything else you want to say about that?
I don't know how I feel about Hulk being Professor Hulk. I like the fact that he's like...
Think about it. We've never had a Hulk rage out past Avengers. And we didn't even get a lot of him in that. We got a decent amount, but he's been in other movies, other projects we haven't really had. We had a little bit at the beginning of Age of Ultron.
Raged Hulk, you mean? Or
just like a complete monster just going to town on things.
Yeah, I think the last one was Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I mean...
And he wasn't even showed a lot at the end of that, and they're in the climax.
I mean, he wasn't Banner in Thor.
No. But he still wasn't
Yeah, he was a lot more calm and collected.
And I don't like that. I thought the whole Professor Hulk thing was a great addition to Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't like it as a continued story. Makes me miss the Hulk we had.
Yeah. I kind of want a gray Hulk.
There's a lot of Hulk. There's a blue Hulk. There's a lot of Hulks.
Yeah.
There's so much inconsistency too with the Hulk storyline because, why is she calm when she becomes Hulk?
Well,
why is Scar calm?
I think it's different because Banner was a regular human. They got hit with gamma radiation, and they're just people with his blood.
That could be it. That could be it.
Because I think the reason he bled on her in the She-Hulk, and that's how she was. But she doesn't have as much gamma radiation as him.
That makes sense.
And Scar, he is Hulk.
Yeah, okay.
He is a Hulk.
Scar, I can see a little bit more than all the others because he was born Hulk. He wouldn't be able to control it.
Even then, even though She-Hulk, if you think about it, she should be a big buff monster too, but she didn't get hit with a full blast of radiation.
That's true. That's very true. Next piece of news.
All right, go ahead.
New Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming out.
Who cares?
I agree. Moving on. No, the announcement did make me go back and replay Call of Duties. I'm replaying all of them.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
I know. No one cares about a game that gets released every year like this, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, no. To be honest, if I don't play sports games, but if I wanted to, I'd just wait until they made it Game of the Month. Because they always do. Sports games, most of those are yearly releases.
Oh, yeah.
Call of Duty, they should have just stopped at Warzone.
Yeah. Yeah. And just kept updating certain Call of Duties. Now, I'd understand if they were going to do a new story. But honestly, okay, so when the new Modern Warfare came out, all they did was retold the story of the first one. So you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, a few more go through, a few more in the entry, then Modern Warfare 1 again. And it's the same story, told to the same characters, just different, little details changed differently and better graphics. Modern Warfare 2 is the same way.
I thought the new Modern Warfare 1 was different.
No, it's the exact same story as the other three. Just a lot of the story details changed, but the overall story is the same. Same bad guys, same threat.
I didn't play the second one. Well, no, I did play the second one. The second one, they're taking over a drug cartel.
No, that's a side story.
No, that's the main thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
The main story at the end of the first one.
They take over a drug cartel, and then not General Shepard. It wasn't General Shepard, but that one guy screwed him over, and they was like, okay.
It was General Shepard was one of the guys that screwed him over.
No, General Shepard was dead.
Not in the second one. He's dead in the third one.
He's dead in the second one.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
I know I'm right. I just played this.
No,
He's alive. So they're going through in the new one. They're going through a security checkpoint, and they get orders from General Shepard to execute them. So they start shooting the guys that are working to take down the cartel. Like the other guys, that start shooting at them. They jump over a hillside and disappear. And General Shepard is hunting them down.
Hmm.
Same overall story. General Shepard betrays them, just like in the Modern Warfare 2.
I'll Google it later.
I just played the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is. My point of saying that was this one is taking an approach just like that. The previous Black Ops 6 was retelling Alex Mason and Frank Wood's story, and then if you go to Black Ops 2, it was telling David Mason, who was Alex Mason's son. This one's doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
Same story.
Yeah, Call of Duty just needs to give up.
Yeah, they do. But it's a cash cow. Nobody's going to not buy the new Call of Duty.
I'm not going to.
You're you though. You don't buy anything.
That's fair enough.
Like me, when it comes out, I'll probably buy it. I want to play it.
Why? Like, what's the point? Like, if you want to play people online, I'm sure that you can still play them on Warzone.
Yeah, but there'll be new stuff in this one. That's everyone's mentality when they buy this game.
Yeah, there's new stuff that they're gonna put on Warzone a month after. You're paying $80 to play a month early.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all you're doing.
So, Xbox had its showcase, and we got a bunch of games coming out. We got a bunch of trailers. Grounded 2. I know we're big fans of Grounded 1. What do you think about that? First look at Grounded 2. You can ride ants and scorpions, and you're in a park now, I think, instead of a front yard or backyard.
I think you're in the park next to the yard.
How do you feel about that? Looks pretty cool, don't it?
Yeah, it looks cool.
I'm excited to see where they take the story, because the story was pretty good in the first one. Mad scientist shrinks down some kids.
I think they just shrink the kids down again. Like, okay, maybe this lawsuit will go away.
I can't wait.
'Cause that's like the stupidest thing ever. Like, just kill them.
Just kill them.
Just kill them. Like, if you're that worried about a lawsuit, don't put them in a situation that they've gotten out of before.
I know you've gotten out of this before, but here you go.
Yeah, like, all right, go to a park. They just like, yeah, you're in it. Yeah, got you now. Park.
We also got Gears of War is coming to PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing about that.
You like Gears of War?
I played one of them like a really long time ago.
Me and my brother, we played the first 3. Like we love this game.
Yeah.
We had my uncle had an Xbox when we were younger, and it's the only game we wanted for it. So
Yeah.
I'm so stoked for
No,
that.
but the Grounded
Oh,
2,
sorry.
he just like takes them, throws them, and all of a sudden he just sees dandelion tufts. Just
Sees one of them riding back on a spider. Those are such good games too. Like the gameplay was really well put
yeah,
together.
I really enjoyed that game. It's a lot like 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
It's
It's a survival game.
Yeah.
Like it's a typical survival game, but a lot of survival games don't have a story to them. Like some of them have like little Easter eggs you can pick up.
Yeah, I've been
lore.
waiting for 7 days to get a story.
They're supposed to add a story to it, so.
It's still saying beta on it though.
I'm really. I think the next thing they're adding they're adding a story, and they plan on adding raiders, like NPCs that will raid your base. That's pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
bandits.
they better have good loot.
Right. I can't wait to start as a new 7 Days to Die server.
I want to go back to the old one, see how good we do.
Um,
Like, we can start one. I just want to play like one session in the old one just to see.
to see like how well we've evolved from it. Like now we know what to do and what not to do. Also, I don't know if you've seen, but the Ready or Not game. Have you know anything about it?
No.
It's a real life SWAT game coming out either this month or next. It's already on PC, but it's coming to PlayStation. It's going to be cross-play. It's going to be just like PC, and honestly, I have a lot of hours in it. I can't wait for you to get it. If you would like to see us stream this and put it on the channel, let us know, because I'd love to do that if you want to do that.
Okay.
It is you and 4 other SWAT members go into different situations, like like the Ruby Ridge thing. They have like a situation like that. It's like real situations, like terrorists, hostages, and you get to go in, neutralize the targets, and get evidence.
Ooh, I want to play Waco.
I want to play Waco. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot funner with people, because if you play by yourself, you got to command your team, and they're NPCs, so they're all buggy. So that'll be fun, and we'll definitely maybe put that up on the channel. We have a new trailer for the movie Pickup with Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson.
Oh, yeah.
That looks hilarious. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm glad that Eddie Murphy is doing a comeback.
He's trying so hard, dude. That last movie he done with Jonah Hill was just dumb. You people, I did not find it funny at all.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like, Guess Who I Brought to Dinner or something like that.
What's that movie? Who's in that movie?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes,
Bernie
Ashton.
Mac.
Yes.
Well, that was a remake too.
Of what?
Guess Who I Brought Back to Dinner.
It's called Guess Who is what the movie is.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that was a remake. It was made in like the 60s or something like that. But the roles was reversed. The daughter brought home a white daughter brought home a black dude.
Oh, wow.
So they reversed it with Ashton Kutcher.
Honestly, that's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Because Ashton Kutcher is a black guy.
Is it black guy? Okay, so this is one I was really excited to get your reaction out of. So the Mortal Kombat 2 has visited test audiences already. The writer or the director went to one of the test screenings and said that the crowd cheered louder than Avengers Endgame.
Liar.
I agree. I agree.
Fucking liar.
I agree.
You lying piece of shit.
There's no way that's true.
No.
And I love I know you're not a big fan of it, but I love it. Like, I love the first one, and I love the concept of the second one. I've seen nothing bad about it. I'm not going to scream like Endgame.
No.
Like when Captain America picked up that hammer.
Yeah, like.
Me and you both were like, oh my God.
You said Mortal Kombat 2, and I thought you was talking about the game.
No. The movie. Yeah, he said that the screams and cheers were compared to Endgame.
No.
There's no possible
110%. There is no fucking. I will eat my words if I'm wrong.
If there's anything worth cheering about in this movie, I'll admit we're wrong. But you know, like.
Yeah, no, because the whole premise of that movie pisses me off, because it's like you have to have this dragon mark to have powers, and it's stupid.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it is the dragon mark, and I don't like the character they made up.
There's a couple of things, but I'm not gonna pick them all apart right now.
Right, well, we're going to later this year because it comes out in October.
October?
Mm-hmm. I think October. Which we only got a few months till that. We got 4 months. Yeah. It's also been reported that Sue Storm will be the leader of the Fantastic Four in the film.
Yay.
The more that I read about this movie, the more that I watch it, I lose more and more hope for it.
I know, I don't know why they keep doing stupid things.
They're going to ruin Johnny. And I'm holding out all the hope in the world. They're going to ruin Johnny. The Thing's CGI looks janky. Sue Storm being the leader is stupid.
Well, the only thing I can really defend there is the Thing's CGI. Like, we're only seeing the trailers.
I know. That's why I'm trying to hold off. Because
a lot of people do that. Like, they'll pick apart the CGI when it's just a trailer.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. But what I'm seeing, I can only comment on.
Because if you remember Avengers Infinity War, they had like a bunch of heroes rushing towards them, and the Hulk was among them. It was like, oh yeah, the Hulk.
Yes, I'm trying my best not to comment on the trailer, but if that's all I see, that's all I can comment on.
I'm not gonna say anything about the CGI, but Sue Storm's not the leader.
I know, there's no way, but that's what it says. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, leads us right into the next topic, the Superman trailer.
Hold on, we got to talk about the one villain that showed up.
Oh, that's we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
I want to talk about this on the flip side of that, like the new Superman trailer that came out. The more and more I see of this movie, I love it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
The only problem I still have with it is the Fortress of Solitude. So the more I see the suit, the more I like it. When I first started...
Well, I've also seen people saying that this is like his first suit and he's going to get a new one at the end of the movie.
See, I'm okay with that. If that's what happens, maybe I'll...
Like, that's not a bad starter suit.
No, not at all, but when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that looks a little too animated. But then...
I don't think it looks animated.
Or bright, vibrant, stuff like that. And I know it's supposed to be like that, but I'm kind of still in the Zack Snyder mindset of that Superman suit. But the more and more I see of the suit in action, I love it more. So, and the scene where he punches that guy in the trailer and his teeth come out and hit the camera and bounce off as like a fourth wall break, take my money now. Like, that was awesome. Crypto alley-oops him into Superman. Superman punches him, teeth fly out. Holy crap. Movie's going to be fantastic.
Okay, so there's also people that, like, they're such big Snyder fans that they're going to go and hate watch this movie.
I know.
Specifically to spoil it for people who haven't got to watch it yet.
Stay off the internet.
Like,
well, we're going to open tonight.
Yeah, we're going on the 10th, so...
Yeah. Just stay off the phone that entire day.
Yeah.
Because, we'll be...
I'm just going to scroll past everything Superman related.
Fair. That's totally fair.
Like, if you were that big of a Snyder fan, just kill yourself.
And I love Snyder,
because Snyder's not coming back.
No, make your peace with that. As much as I love, make your peace with it.
Like, if you are that dedicated to Snyder, I'm not telling you to actually kill yourself before I get sued
for someone killing.
Like, even though we don't have that many followers right now,
one of our 11 followers will kill himself.
Yeah, like, no, Snyder forever. No. Like, I wouldn't doubt that he comes back and directs a movie or something like that, but his universe is done.
It is done. And I hate that because...
So, also, James Gunn said that they are going to retcon the Justice League showing up.
Yes.
So, he's going to explain what, like...
In Peacemaker Season 2.
Yeah, in Peacemaker Season 2... what was going on with
that, then they showed up there.
Yeah,
I think he's going to take us into another universe, to another world or another Earth.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to do a cop out and just say that his head was hurt from using that torpedo thing.
That could be it. Move on.
Yeah.
We have I don't know if it wasn't a trailer, it was a picture and a villain reveal. Toy Story Part 5. The villain is a tablet. A comment on kids being like iPad cheat kids.
Oh, yeah.
How you feel about that?
Why are you doing it at the Toy Story?
I agree.
Like, Woody's gone.
Dude, they're going, how's Woody come back? If he comes back at all.
Yeah. Bonnie's going to be grown up.
Why continue this? Toy Story 3? Perfect ending. I pretend Toy Story 4 don't exist. Most of the time, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your take on that.
They do a lot of movies that I'm like, why?
Freaky Friday.
But then again, I'm super excited for Shrek 5.
That's so true.
I'm like,
I'll punch a kid in the face to get a ticket to Shrek 5.
Yeah.
I'm just as hyped for Shrek 5 as I am Superman.
Yeah. Shrek 5 is gonna be the movie of the year
I mean, does it come out this year?
next year.
Next year. Next piece of news: Rick and Morty has been renewed all the way to 2029.
What?
It has been renewed all the way to 2029, a season every year.
Okay.
So we're getting at least 4 more seasons. We're going to be reviewing those, hopefully.
Okay.
The new season's out now. We'll try to get caught up on it. Maybe review the last few episodes.
All right.
Just to force Dylan to watch it. Okay, so what were we talking about earlier?
I think we should bring Justin Roiland back. I don't
That's a hot
like.
topic.
He was not convicted of anything.
That's a hot topic.
I really don't know the full story.
I don't either. I can't comment on it.
I don't know the full story. I don't know all the details.
We're getting canceled because you're supporting a rapist. Or
All I
something.
know is that he was not convicted.
Well, conviction doesn't always mean,
Well, that's fair.
Let's move on before you get us canceled. Hold on.
Okay. I don't know. Justin Roiland should probably come back.
I mean,
To be honest, at this point, I would be mad if they made Adventure Time and put Lemon Grab in there and didn't have Justin Roiland. Honestly, I wouldn't even like. I just don't like the voice actors. No, I don't. I just want there's only one guy. He constantly does impressions of Rick and Morty. Like he can do them both.
So you can definitely hear a difference.
I can 110% hear a difference, but there's one guy, I can't remember his name, but he does it, and he does it so well that, like, before he got canceled, Justin Roiland was like, that is 110% my voice.
That's hilarious.
But they didn't get him to get it. Like, he was, like, people was even like, I'm expecting you, like, when Justin Roiland got kicked off, people was like, we're expecting you to get a call any day now.
That's hilarious.
But they didn't give it to him, and
Right.
now they just got 2 different dudes doing it.
Well, you can hear the difference, but for me, it's not a big enough difference not to watch it. Rick doesn't sound as raspy, I will say that. And Morty sounds a little older than
It's not even that. It's that they've kicked him off the writing, and I can kind of tell a difference.
I can tell a difference in the writing. The last season was extremely out there and funny. The fortune cookie episode? You didn't watch it, did you?
I think Justin Roiland still did that one.
No, there's no way.
I think that was the season before he got kicked off.
That was last season, though. He was on last season. The episode where Jerry's like gets his fortunes like.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I'm almost positive that's after he's been kicked off.
I don't know.
I mean, we're going to review those. This is the big news that we wanted to review too today. In a Little Caesar commercial, they revealed Giganto. Giganto. I'm so pissed right now. They were saving it, not showing him in any trailers, nothing. And it wasn't like an official Little Caesars trailer. It was one that got leaked. Unless I'm wrong, unless it is an official one. The only ones that I can find are like in Spanish and like not really supposed to be anywhere. They filmed a promo for this with Giganto in case they showed him in the trailer. I'm almost positive, and it got leaked.
That's hilarious.
That is so stupid.
That's probably the only time they fight him too.
I expect that's how the movie's going to open up. I honestly expect that's how the movie will open up. Them fighting.
That's what it looks like. It looks like an opening
Yeah.
fight scene to throw you into the action.
I would really assume that but Giganto was in the first ever Captain America, or not Captain America, Fantastic Four. They are releasing the comic book to go along with the movie in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be checking that out. That's so stupid. Well, we have a few more pieces of news here. GTA 6. So it was revealed.
Delayed again.
No. It was revealed the reason for the delay. The reason was that the writers felt that the story was too dark.
That's ridiculous.
I agree.
I think that's fake.
I agree. I don't.
What's your sources on that? That's fake. That's bullshit.
I have the source for it. I should write them down right here and give people credit.
That's some fake ass bullshit.
The article that I read online said they felt that the story was going a too dark of a tone. But they can kill off Arthur Morgan with tuberculosis?
Yeah. No. Like, he doesn't even die of tuberculosis.
He gets shot in the face, or he does die of tuberculosis. It depends on your honor level.
Yeah, no, technically he doesn't, it's kind of like AIDS.
Right.
You know, he doesn't, it just weakens his immune system and they die from something else.
Well, yeah,
but I'm not saying that's what tuberculosis is. I'm saying, like, he died from exhaustion because he had tuberculosis.
I know what you're trying to say, yeah. He was weak and he was extorting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read.
I don't believe that at all.
Maybe they're just trying to give a reason, so they have a reason why they delayed it.
I 110% believe it's because of online.
Me too.
GTA 6...
I could have waited a year for online.
Not GTA 6, but GTA 5's online has been their bread and butter for the past 10, 12 years.
Update after update after update.
Yeah.
I believe that it was because their online wasn't ready and they weren't ready to cross over. But honestly, if we wanted a GTA Online, let us play the GTA 6 story and let us keep playing GTA 5 online.
I don't think...
Until you get it done, obviously. But
yeah. I think they could have finished online by October.
They done the same thing with Red Dead. Red Dead didn't have an online when it first launched.
I mean, if you think about it, no, neither did GTA.
Yeah.
I didn't even know GTA was going to get it online. I just come home one day and I seen a button that said online. I was like, oh, okay, I'll try that out. And then they could have just released it on October 26th and said it's going to be a couple of months.
Yep.
I would have been fine with that.
I would have been really okay with that.
Not like they would have had to have told us now.
Right.
And then been like,
yeah, they couldn't just drop it and then be like,
online's not going to come out for a couple of months.
Give us a heads up. But I'm cool with that. So even if I had to wait a year for it, I'm cool with it. I'll mess around in the story mode. You know what I mean? I will 100% that story at least 4 times.
There's no way GTA 6 online comes back out and nobody fucks with it.
Yeah, there's nowhere on the planet that you just give us a story mode and we focus solely on the story. Online drops, we're like,
it could be like
that.
So from what I'm hearing is like story mode's ready to go. They're just working online, but it could be like that Mind's Eye. Like they're trying to...
Don't compare it.
No, I'm not comparing the gameplay or anything, but that was supposed to be a GTA killer, but the game does not work.
I know.
I'm thinking that's the problems that they was running into.
Well, in that case, keep it. You know what I mean? Fix it. Perfect it. You know what I mean?
Because they was glitching out and running on top of water and stuff like that, and then cars would randomly...
Yeah, I've seen all the clips. I saw it on TikTok. It said streamers when they get sponsored by Mind's Eye, and it's like, this is a great game. And then it's like phone or alarm I was watching things. He's like, it's been 2 hours. Okay, we're never playing that on stream again. Thank you for sponsoring.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, PlayStation refunded people's money.
I know.
That's crazy.
And they don't really do that a lot.
Yeah, it's still on the store, though.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go get it for free and test it out.
Next piece of news, there's a new game coming out. It's a Titanic Escape Simulator. Made for the PS5. I feel like that's made in poor taste.
Why?
Because you have a real life event that killed a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a submarine that was like the size of a living room.
Not the Ocean Gate thing, the Titanic.
Yeah, but so?
I mean...
Nobody who can remember the Titanic is still alive?
That's on mine. Sorry.
When did that happen? Like 1922?
I have no idea. I'd be lying to you if I even tried.
Yeah,
to
nobody
guess.
who can remember. A lot of people just think the Titanic's a movie.
I know. Like, there's a lot of people who don't even believe dinosaurs are real. Like, they're like, no, it's just fiction.
Yeah, no. They just think that Titanic was a movie. They don't know that it's a real thing. So I really don't think it's in bad taste. I mean, if you think about it, Call of Duty's in bad taste.
That you got me there because they do have the World War II Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Like,
they got World War II, they got Vietnam, all that.
bad taste. I agree. Okay, maybe you're right about that. I'm excited to play it. It may be in bad taste, but I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, I don't think it's in bad taste. It's a historical thing that happened over 100 years ago.
I guess that's fair.
It's not in bad taste. It's just history game.
Last piece of news. New movie coming out. It's a Bruce Springsteen biopic. Jeremy Allen White is playing.
That's lip, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
I don't listen to Bruce Springsteen.
I've heard a few things. It was Born in the USA. You never heard that?
Oh, yeah, I really don't care for that song.
Well, I mean, he looks like Bruce Springsteen in the movie.
I don't know what Bruce Springsteen looks like. I don't listen to him. I don't know what he looks like.
I'm excited for the biopic, personally. I think it's going to be really good.
I think the last time I heard about Bruce Springsteen was like he did a podcast with Obama or something like that, and I was like, okay.
I have no idea. I'm definitely going to give it a shot, though. I really...
Oh, no, I love biopic movies. It's probably
too.
like my favorite biopic movie, though, is Ray.
Oh, about... I haven't seen that one.
With Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Foxx.
I know which one you're talking
Not Jamie Lee Foxx. Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. He's playing
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, yes.
That is my absolute favorite biopic.
Never seen it.
You've never seen it.
Never
That
seen.
is-
I know what it's about, and I have it marked on my list to watch, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, that is my favorite biopic.
If I had to pick,
I like it better than I Saw the Light.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite. Because Jamie Foxx looks like Ray Charles and
Right.
everything.
You know, became friends after that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like,
Well, he died in like 2004. He died before the movie came out, but
they became friends like while they were filming it. I
Yeah.
guess. If I had to pick a favorite, I'd say Walk the Line
yeah, it's a good one.
or The Dirt. The Dirt is a Motley Crue biopic. Both of those are fantastic. The Dirt's just a big comedy.
Yeah.
I've seen Walk the Line more times than I can count.
Now, there's a scene in the movie Ray where this woman walks in and walks into the kitchen, turns the light on, and Ray Charles is just in there frying chicken. He's like, Ray, what have I told you about frying chicken in the dark? And he's like, I can't tell no difference.
That's hilarious. I can't tell no difference. But there's a Michael Jackson biopic coming out too. They're currently working on. I'm kind of excited to see that.
I don't know. That's going to be a hard one to make.
Why?
Because could you really act your way through a serious movie? Like, I didn't touch those kids. Could you keep a straight face the whole movie? Just like, woohoo! Shimona!
Shut up.
No, that's ignorant.
Don't South Park me.
It's the most. No, they're stupid and ignorant.
One of the best biopics too is the Elton John biopic.
I ain't seen that one.
It's so good. It is so really good. It's Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
He plays Elton John, and they actually became friends too after the movie.
I thought they became friends on Kingsman.
No, he was in Kingsman after Rocket Man came out.
I thought Rocket Man came out after Kingsman.
You could be right, and I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive.
I think that after meeting Eric Egerton, he wanted him to play him in the biopic.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought they already played him and then he came on to
I don't
Kingsman.
know.
We'll Google it.
Google it.
Google it. But that's all for movie news. It's a long one because we've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right. What next?
We have the movies we're going to be reviewing.
Okay. So
Start with Dragon Ball.
I feel like we got the most to talk about with that. Maybe.
I feel like most we got to talk about is Predator.
All right.
Do The Accountant 2 first.
All right.
Rate The Accountant 2.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Give it a 3.5. How'd you feel about this movie compared to the first one? How do you feel?
It was. I liked it better than the first one.
I do too. The only problem with the first one was the fact that John Bernthal and Ben Affleck didn't have a lot of shared screen time together,
Yeah.
and I think they fixed that with this one.
Yeah. They had a lot of good chemistry on this one.
Really good chemistry, surprisingly so.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would.
They worked really well together in this one, and I don't think they showed any of his like quirks in this movie.
I think it's because they were established in the first one. They definitely showed like his autism though in this one.
Yeah, I know. It definitely showed how autistic he was, but it just didn't show like the thing. Like I felt like it kept on repeating that one scene, that same scene.
Well, I think it's because those were established in the first one.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think it was needed to establish on the second one. The action was fantastic. The gunfights, especially at the end.
I really just wish that John Bernthal had gotten his dog.
Me too. And he got that cat at the end. The whole time
I wish he had just got his dog.
The whole time he said, "You're not a kid. You're not a dog person, Braxton."
That entire scene, I was like, oh, he's got a kid somewhere.
Yes.
I was like, oh, he's got a kid somewhere.
That was a really funny scene.
Yeah.
Like when he's talking to his brother on the phone for the first time, that lady's right there, and he's like, "Do I look like I'm going to kill you?" And all them dead bodies are behind. It's like, But all in all, it was a really good movie. I think I would honestly, I wouldn't care for a third one. I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch a third one, but I don't think there will be a third one.
No, this one underperformed at the box office dramatically. It lost a few $1 million.
What was its budget?
I think it lost like $200 million, something like that. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I could be wrong because the action scenes at the end were all done practically, so they spent a lot on like explosions and vehicle. Action movies are very expensive to make.
Yeah,
and plus John Bernthal and Ben Affleck being A-list actors now.
Yeah,
big salaries. I can't remember if it was 100 or 200 million, but it lost quite a bit of money. So there will not be a sequel. But here's the problem. The first one underperformed as well. It made just its amount of money back after like being out for a decade. It made its money back. Where it found its home was streaming services. It blew up on streaming services. It blew up on DVD. People talked about it nonstop.
This seems like a Netflix movie.
Yes, when this one came out on streaming, and it came out on Prime pretty quick. It's already topped the charts on Prime. It's all everyone's talking about online. I don't know why people didn't go to the theater and watch it. I mean, we didn't even go to the theater and watch it when we should have. But
yeah, we talked a lot about going to watch it.
We just couldn't find time to do it. It happened at a very awkward time.
Yeah.
We were both very busy, so
we were both busy, and there was a lot other bigger movies coming out, like Sinners.
Right, you can't you had to prioritize which movies.
Yeah,
and Sinners was the priority.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched Sinners. Sinners was great.
I have it ranked as my number one this year.
Yeah, probably is. I think Superman's going to be my number one this year.
I think it'll be my top 3. We'll talk about that at the end of the year, though.
Yep.
I'm done with it if you are.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball or Predator?
Flip a coin. I don't care.
Dragon Ball it is.
All right.
So I've made it to the Frieza fight.
You're right before
Goku shows up for the Frieza fight.
Yeah, you just watched. I've just watched the last episode with you. You're right when he transforms. So Vegeta's gonna fight him, and then Goku's gonna show up.
Okay.
So we'll talk about everything before that.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we've said when we've talked about this previously. I've said it before. This show has some of the best character development in any. It's better than anything live action character development. The characters are awesome. The action is very well. I know it is animated, but the action is very well put together. The fight scenes are great. The story is great. It definitely added, I feel like, a lot more depth to the story this time, because I know the last saga, the Saiyan saga, where he fought Vegeta, there was, just somebody showed up, his brother, and the last little bit of his race. This story, though, you get to see Vegeta's background, you get to see Planet Vegeta, you get to see his father, that Frieza killed their father, just wiped out most of the Saiyans. I really enjoyed all that. And I enjoyed seeing...
Lied to him, told it was an asteroid.
Lied to him, told it was an asteroid.
Like even Raditz told Goku it was an asteroid.
Because he was lied to as well, wasn't he? Yeah, all the Saiyans were lied to.
Yeah.
And then to see the character development from... One of my favorite characters is Piccolo. To see his character development from... Was it just Dragon Ball at the end of that when he became when he was the threat?
Yeah, he was really only the main threat in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so he was the main threat in Dragon Ball. For him to be the person... He wasn't the one who killed Krillin, though. That was the guy who...
Technically, it was him.
But I thought he was like...
He is the reincarnate of King Piccolo.
Oh, okay. Okay. To see him become the person who killed Krillin and making me hate him because Krillin was one of my favorites, to now... Honestly, I think I like him better than Goku. I like him better. He is absolutely my favorite. It's neck and neck right now between him and Vegeta for drastically different reasons. Piccolo, because I think he's better than Goku in every way except for fighting. I think he's a better dad. Because Goku's like...
That is like a running joke on this series.
And Goku's like, let me take Gohan to fight these Saiyans. And Piccolo, the whole time he's dead,
and at first he told him to go home.
But he didn't really enforce it, did he?
Well, how was he supposed to with Vegeta right there?
Because he's Goku. He can do what he wants with his child. And
he told him to go home. They was going home, and he's like, you know what, we should go back. Had they not, Vegeta was going to kill them all.
Yeah. But then you have Piccolo, who, when he died, the whole time he's training with King Kai, he says, I gotta get to Gohan. Gotta save Gohan. I gotta protect Gohan. It's like, this guy cares more about Gohan than Goku does.
I mean, Goku did just jump in a ship as soon as he was ready to go.
I mean, yeah, but still.
I think the problem that a lot of people don't see is Goku tries, but it shows Piccolo trying more than it shows Goku trying.
And I think there's more of a want for Piccolo to try because he was such a bad dude.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling you right now, Piccolo tattoo coming. I'm getting a tattoo of Piccolo and Vegeta because those are some of my favorite characters in fiction now. Vegeta I hated him last saga. I even said that in the podcast. Like, I hated him during the Saiyan saga. But after watching him again, he's just a cocky dude, and I think he's going to fit in well with our little group of characters because everyone kind of needs that bad dude who acts like he doesn't care about everyone, like Raphael and the Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? Like, everyone needs that person. I think Vegeta's going to be that person. Sorry, you're the Dragon Ball guy. I just figured I'd give my thoughts on it.
What do you think about it explaining why Goku's so strong and everything, and showing off the fact that when they die, or not die, when they get close to death and they heal, they come back 10 times stronger?
I think that is a really cool trait. I think the last episode we watched, Krillin punched a hole through Vegeta, or blasted a hole through him, and he was like, all right, now heal me. And that, then Dave was like, nope, I'm out. Like, that was really funny. And the whole time, I'm like, just heal him. The second he healed him, Vegeta kicks him in the head and is like,
bitch. Bitch. I don't think he might not have done that if he had just done it the first time.
Yeah, I agree. He probably would have just been like, all right, but
then again, Vegeta was an asshole.
That explains why they can start why they can fight stronger and stronger characters, because when Piccolo was a problem for him.
Yeah.
And back when he was fighting Piccolo, he could have never went toe to toe with Frieza. And now he can because he's fought Piccolo, Tenshinhan.
Well, it's also attributed to the fact that he trained in 100 times gravity.
Yes, but also
and then Captain Ginyu took his body out for a ride.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I've loved everything about this Frieza saga. The only thing I didn't like was the Ginyu Force. That whole span of episodes was so pointless and it made me mad. Because I feel like Captain Ginyu was just a joke. The Ginyu Force himself, Goku showed up and dog walked him. Like, the only way that they got a leg up on him was because he's like, "Ooh, I can take your body." Like,
yeah.
And I love, was it Gohan, I think? The one who threw the frog up there? And
No, Goku threw the frog.
No.
No, Goku jumped in front of the beam when he was trying to switch with Vegeta, got his body back, and then he tried to switch with Vegeta again, and Goku threw the frog.
Oh, I thought it was Gohan threw the frog. But yeah, that was a great idea. And the fact that they're just letting him live as a frog is hilarious. I like how this takes place on Namek, too. It gives so do all the Dragon Balls come from Namek?
No.
Because I know I didn't know if each, they can come from different places.
They all come from Namekians.
They all come from, okay.
But you can find, like, if there's a Namekian on a planet, you can probably find a set of Dragon Balls.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. I like how we're getting more, even though Piccolo's kind of story is over, we're kind of getting more backstory on where he's come from. I like how, since he came back, Kami came back, so that means Earth has our Dragon Balls back. All in all, this is just a really, really good story, and I'm excited to see how the whole Frieza fight goes. I know you said it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how this turns out.
It held the anime's longest fight until episode, it was around the 700-800 episode of One Piece. They've beat it, and I don't think anybody's beat that one since. But it was 4 hours long. I think they only beat it a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I really don't have anything else to say about it other than that. I think like I said, I love everyone about it. Vegeta is really growing on me. I thought
one thing I am going to tell you before you get to this fight, it's not 5 minutes.
It's not 5 minutes?
You don't understand this right now, but it's not 5 minutes.
What do you mean?
Watch it and find out.
Watch it? Okay.
It's not 5 minutes.
Okay. Not 5 minutes. I'll remember that.
But yeah, Vegeta just shows up. He also just starts kicking ass until Zarbon.
Right.
And then
Zarbon's still alive. I forgot about him.
What?
I forgot about him.
He's dead.
I thought he was alive.
No. Zarbon kicked his ass, healed him up so we could figure out where the Dragon Balls were.
Oh, yeah.
And then tried to beat Vegeta again. And Vegeta's like, haha, I'm stronger now.
Fair.
It's
honestly, it's a great series. I'm really enjoying it.
And you know the Nail, the guy who looks exactly like Piccolo?
The one who fused with Piccolo?
That's Goku's voice actor.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I know that.
And the guy who voices, I've told you this a million times, but the guy who voices Vegeta is also Piccolo's voice actor. So they both voice Saiyan and a Namekian.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool fact.
That's a pointless thing to say, but
that's a cool fact. I like how we find out that Namekians are.
Now they use a lot of the same voice actors in this show.
Yeah, that's why.
Like King Kai is also Goku's voice.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I remember you telling me that.
I think not Sean Schimmel, but Christopher Sabat. He's the voice used for most of the characters.
I like how we see that most Nameks are good.
Yeah, it's kind of like Venom.
Yeah, Piccolo was the oddball.
Yeah. Well, Piccolo is really just the evil in Kami.
Yeah.
He cast it out of himself and made a copy.
Right. But anything else you want to say about Dragon Ball?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Great show. Moving on to Predator, Killer of Killers. What'd you rate this?
3.5.
4.5. This is one of the best animated movies I think I've ever seen.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. What do you think about this movie? Give me your thoughts. Give me your concerns.
Really, my favorite part of the movie was the samurai one. I didn't really care about the rest of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought in the 30 minutes, it was like 30 minutes per character, give or take. I thought in the limited amount of time it had per character, it done a perfect job of making us care about the era and the character themselves. Taurus, I thought, was very well developed. The Viking lady, she was very well developed. The samurai was the best well developed. For it to be animated, there was a lot more gore than I expected, but there was a lot more action than I expected.
Yeah. Did you notice the fart sound?
No, I did not.
You didn't notice the fart sound. Okay, so it's in the samurai one. It's right at the end when they kill the predator. You guys can go back and look at it too. It's a fart sound. 100%.
When they run at it?
Yeah. It goes, it's a fart sound.
I'll go back and watch that scene tonight.
It's a fart sound. Like, it's like the memed fart sound. Like,
I didn't know. I'll have to go back and watch it. So, correct me if I'm wrong. There's not been a Predator movie that has took place on the Predator planet, has it?
Predators.
That was, but they said that planet was used just for hunting.
That was their hunting grounds.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's their planet.
It might be. Okay, well, we got to see their hunting grounds, but we've never got to see their actual, like, we got to see an arena this time.
Yeah, we didn't really see a lot of their planet, though. We just saw the arena.
Right, and we saw what was like a hierarchy of predators. Like, we know that was a thing. Like, we know they have a king and all that, but we got to see, like, a hierarchy of somebody who was over the arena. That was really cool to me.
Yeah, that was supposed to be their king or something like that. So I wonder, well, my main thing is, like, what timeline are they in? Because all those people are from different timelines, and they've just been frozen. And the only reason they was unfrozen was because, like, the king wanted to fight them.
If I was betting, I would say that the predators have a way of traveling through time.
I'm not saying it showed them frozen.
I know, but
I think they're just keeping these people on ice until they're like, okay, let's fight this guy.
probably because I mean,
Because at the end it showed the one girl from Prey.
right. What this one though done is fill in a lot of gaps with the lore, because I mean, now we know once you kill a predator, you're going to be frozen and you're going to be hunted by bigger predators as like bigger trophies.
Yeah. Well, I need to go back and watch Predators to see what they said about Dutch, because I know they talk about him in it.
They did. I just watched it the other night. It's nothing major. They just talk about how
They just talk about his mission.
they just talk about how he killed one.
Yeah.
So when this came out, I rewatched all of them. Predators is my favorite now, by the way. Anyway, whenever they escape a predator camp where they have like a predator crucified, the lady in the group's like, I know what these are. I've read about someone who killed one. He used mud to camouflage his heat signature, and after he killed one, it blew itself up in a sanctimonious suicide or something like that. That's all she says about it.
Okay.
So they know about the predators on Earth.
Yeah.
But yes, this fits in more of the lore. I want to say that Dutch is alive and he's on ice.
I don't think he's on ice.
He might be. I definitely think Adrian Brody's character might be on ice because he killed one. And the ending of that kind of left it up ambiguous. They were just still on the planet. They never got off.
Yeah.
I think they probably would have got put on ice. I wonder if Danny Glover's character would be.
I don't know.
That movie was trash up until the end. The ending was the only good part about that movie.
Yeah. Alright.
But definitely one of the better movies I've seen so far this year. I really enjoyed it. I put it in my top 10.
I think there's a Predator movie I'm missing. Predator 1, 2, Predators,
The Predator,
The Predator. Oh, yeah, that one.
where they get the Iron Man Predator suit looking thing.
That was stupid. That
After rewatching it, it was done really dumb. I know last time we talked about it, I defended it. But after rewatching it, it was done a little more goofy than what I remember.
is so stupid.
But yes.
No.
Done with this. If
I
you
would
are.
rather, instead of getting a Predator Iron Man suit is so stupid. Like, I would rather you just like, all right, we got some of their technology. Let's see what we can do with it.
I agree. Yeah, don't give me a whole Predator suit.
Yeah.
Predator suit was a cool idea, but I think it's a little too much. I don't want an even playing field against a Predator. The whole point is that they are a
Predator.
They are a predator. They are more advanced and they kill more than you. So they're supposed to feel dangerous. Don't even the playing field.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, all I want out of this franchise is another Alien vs. Predator. That's all I want.
Yeah. All right, but I think I'm good on this.
Okay. Next week we will be reviewing. Or next time you see us, we'll be reviewing 28 Years Later, along with 28 Days and 28 Weeks. So, full zombie episode next time.
Do you want to give me a movie?
I think we'll just stick with
28.
yeah, that's a whole trilogy to talk about. If we add movies, we'll
All right.
All right.
Later.
Later.